Hi guys, Jenny here from Tarot Reading London with your December update. Well, November was a fun month, wasn't it? I know in last month's energy reading, I was saying the overarching energy would be the Tower, and that pretty much turned out to be the case. It was tough. This month I've taken 4 more cards, as it has become my practice to do, and it does look like things are getting a bit easier, at least. So let's run through them. First off, as our overarching energy this month, we've got the Six of Swords, which at least means we're coming into a period of some movement. The Six of Swords is a card called transition, which means, we are moving from one place to another, quite literally. So movement has become quite important to us, hasn't it, really, over the last few months? So how much movement we're allowed to make physically, and also movement energetically through this really difficult period that we've all found ourselves in. The Six of Swords is not a happy journey, it has to be said. It's a journey that is taken by necessity rather than as a conscious and chosen choice. Certainly what we are in the card, what we are moving towards, is certainly better than what we're leaving behind, but nevertheless we're still not out of the woods yet. That journey, that transition that we're making is still, we're still carrying the problems from the past, as indeed we are doing so. So we're not out of the woods, but we are, though, making progress. And that seems to be quite an important message. So we're moving, and things are moving, and we're moving in the right direction. So that's at least encouraging. Some kind of progress is being made. So what should we embrace? What should we look towards to get the best result this next month? The card that I drew for that was the Three of Pentacles. Very practical. This reading this month is a very practical reading. The Three of Pentacles is all about working together, and work in general. Work where you can. Work has become a big hot topic, hasn't it, for the period we're in at the moment. So it's all about doing what work we can, working together, playing to our strengths. Yeah. Also, maybe not asking more of other people than they are able to give. So it's very much all about teamwork. It's very much trying to understand the people around us, and them hopefully being able to understand us, so that we can work together to make this transition that we are indeed making in this Six of Swords transition. So working together, teamwork, very practical, rolling up our sleeves and doing what needs to be done, and helping each other. Yeah, there is a coming togetherness in the Three of Pentacles, which is really important. Teamwork, again, it's just going to be vital in the month ahead for us all to work in harmony with each other to the best effects. And I think it's quite nice, even as we look at the news that's coming through about things like vaccinations. Three different companies will be supplying the vaccine, working together to a practical solution. So I think that's all quite congruent, and I think that needs to be echoed down for us all, right down to grassroots level. What should we avoid? What should we turn away from? Well, we have the moon here. And the moon represents the point for us where we're looking at shadows and we can't see what the reality of a situation is. Now, the trouble is that in the situation we find ourselves in right now, we can't tell truth from fiction. There are so many versions of reality. There are so many different takes on facts and figures. There are so many different opinions and agendas that it's really, really hard for us to know what the actual truth is. And this stirs up a lot of fear in the energy field. Oops. And there's Flynn, come to say hello. A lot of fear in the energy field. So if we buy into that, if we get absorbed in that fear, it can actually lead us into a really low mood and possibly even depression. It makes us feel really powerless. Okay, so when we take again a more practical approach to our fears, and we see them as being just that, we don't know what the truth is, so all we can do is what we can do, right? So the Three of Pentacles tells us focus on the practical, not on what you fear to be the case. It's going to be really important in this next month to stay positive. Now that sounds a bit trite, doesn't it? But we all have a role to play in that. Again, if we go back to the Three of Pentacles, teamwork, we all have a part to play. So we can be a doom monger. We can tell everybody how miserable we are. We can tell everybody how crap it all is and how, how we're frightened things are never going to get back to any kind of normality that anyone would want. We can do that if we choose to, or we can choose not to buy into that fear. We can choose to see it for just what it is. It's just shadows. It's just illusions. That's all. Our subconscious is primed to scan for threat when we don't know what the reality of a situation is. So we can get to into the habit of maybe even catastrophizing a little bit. This is obviously not going to help anyone. So if we can turn away from the illusions and the sort of the darkness of the moon and turn towards a more practical and rather stoical approach, it's actually going to serve us all a lot better. So overarching advice generally for us all. Actually, we have a really nice card, one of my favorites in tarot. We have the Queen of Pentacles. I like the Queen of Pentacles. She is the practical, roll your sleeves up, no nonsense, get the job done queen. She's lovely. She's all about the practical. And the whole reading has this really sort of, just let's get on with it kind of element around it. The Queen of Pentacles is the Queen of Compromise. Maybe things aren't as we would like them to be. Maybe we're going to need to compromise over how much we spend, how much we travel, how much we do or don't do the things that we would like to do. There is going to be compromises that have to be made. So the Queen of Pentacles tells us to make the best of it. She reminds me of those the Second World War posters, we can do it. And what was the other one? Dig for victory, grow your own vegetables. That's very much the Queen of Pentacles kind of energy here. It's really putting a brave and practical face on it and doing what needs to be done and doing it with the best of spirits. So I think that's lovely and really, really helpful. And obviously, as we move into December, we move towards the Christmas period. Christmas is the big dominating force in the whole of December. I would actually like to remind you of the original version of Christmas, which is the season of Yule. And the season of Yule predates Christmas. And I like it because its message is so salient in this period we're going through at the moment. The season of Yule marks the darkest day. It marks the period up to the darkest day, and it's our survival through a difficult time, which is the dark days of winter. And so the celebration you would burn a Yule log for 12 days across the darkest period, and that would light your way into the next period, which is the coming of the light. they'll bring evergreen into the house again to talk about survival, to talk about new life, to talk about the fact that they hadn't died and that was a good thing. And small gifts to those that you love and to those that you value, to express your appreciation of the help, that the teamwork of us all being together. We have all done this together, and it's an expression of appreciation of the fact that we have come through this as a group. And that's, I think, absolutely wonderful. So celebrating the coming through the darkest days, celebrating coming into the growing of the light, to me is the perfect way to come through December. So with that, I would like to wish you a wonderful Yuletide season, a very, very happy Christmas, a wonderful cozy transition through the darkest days of the year into what will be the coming of the spring. But in the meantime, I'm going to say goodbye, and I'm going to wish you lots of love, and I will see you again, I guess, next year. Thank you. Bye-bye.